Okay, hello everybody, it's Brian. It's Wednesday. I am here at everyone's behest because the internet needs me, apparently. So I am here and we'll be talking about some, basically an Ask Me Anything, but it's always Ask Me Anything, I think. And I'm going to do some Python. I'm really close to finishing up the Python section of boot.dev, so we're going to play around with some of that. And maybe perhaps get a couple chests or something for that. So, if we have a little time, we'll do the Sockville threat intelligence quiz, which I'm a big fan of. Matter of fact, I think that we'll go ahead and start with that, and then move on to the boot.dev stuff if everybody is okay with that. So let me make sure. Okay, good. I've crossed all the T's and dotted the I's, and I did all of my laundry list of items that I need to do to make it happen. So I got everything working. I don't know what happened on Sunday night. I don't know if it's a camera thing, or there have been a lot of folks who have mentioned that online that latest like MacBook updates have caused some problems with power consumption and what have you. So I had noticed a severe lag on the stream on Sunday night, but don't worry about that. If you didn't get a chance to see it on Sunday, I have uploaded the version to YouTube, and it will be available and premiering tomorrow at around 10 a.m., I believe. So if you are still interested in wanting to watch that, it is going to be available tomorrow night, or tomorrow, not tomorrow night. It will premiere at, what time? Edit premiere. It will premiere at, it'll premiere at midnight. So there you go. If you just wait a few hours, if you're in the EU, it should premiere any minute now. But if you are in the West Coast, you'll catch it in the morning. So there you go. And I'll have an audio version of it uploaded to Libsyn as well, because I know as I know that I am lucky enough to not have to go into an office yet, the vast majority of people are starting to have to go back to the office. And that means you've got to commute, and that means you've got a podcast you fetish again. So all of you looking for CPEs or looking for content to fill your long commutes back to work, just know I have solidarity with you, and hopefully everybody will figure out that we can work from home just as easily as we can working in an office. So yeah. Okay, cancel. All right, so Sockville Ho. So here we go. We got our Sockville. So there's a reading list usually for Sockville. If you are interested, I will try to copy all the links and put them in as we get them. Actually, I'll just go ahead and copy the campaign link, copy into chat for everybody. It looks long and convoluted. I'm not a fan of how Jaco is. His name is Jaco, Jaco. How he's formatted the new version of this. I would prefer it being the other way, where it was you do the question, you get it right or wrong, and then it gives you the latest link to the news. Otherwise, other than that, you have these 10 things that you have to read through, and then hit start down here. So I'm going to duplicate this link so that I will be able to pull those up. There we go. And then I can hit start. Oh, right, chat, there we go. There we go, all right. And I'm gonna set this to automatic because and I'm getting overload errors on my encoder, which up until the last update I wasn't getting that issue. So all right, now click that. All right, so start. So I have not gone through this yet. What do you call a stubborn refusal to accept what deep down you already know is coming? Cognitive dissonance, confirmation bias, projection, or Oracle Cloud. Wow. Because I haven't gone through this, but I know that there's been at least 2 Oracle breaches that have occurred in different parts of Oracle Cloud and Cloud Classic. And not only that, they had doubled down and said it didn't affect Oracle Cloud. It may have affected Oracle Cloud Classic because there was some suggestion that they were wordsmithing their response because there's two different clouds, right? The old cloud and the new cloud. I'm going to say Oracle Cloud. Yay, I got that one right. So yeah, if you're unaware, so they told of a second recent hack or break-in that they were having issues with. It says, or a hacker broke into a computer system and stole old client login credentials, according to two people familiar with the matter. Second cybersecurity breach that the company has acknowledged to clients in the last month. And Oracle staff informed some clients this week that the attacker gained access to, it goes on. But yeah, I wish we didn't use paywalled items. But yeah, so they've done a lot of stuff that wasn't good, including doubling down on, hey, we didn't get breached. It's, you know, that even though there were like screenshots and there was discussion and there was IP addresses and URLs and stuff. So yeah, it was pretty bad. So here's one called GTIG, I don't know who they are, highlighted that the DPRK, which is North Korea, that the DPRK IT workers are targeting companies that have what? I feel like I'm on the wall or something on the video, on the game show The Wall, where I'm the guy who's having to ask the questions in the back. BYOD policies, no. Crypto exchanges, considering they're North Korean IT workers, and we've kind of had stories about this before where, you know, people are hiring people from North Korea because, oh, they come in dirt cheap and, oh, we're getting such a deal. My guess is they're wanting government contracts. Oh, BYOD policies. Interesting. Well, you know, that kind, you know, now that I'm thinking about it, that would kind of make sense. They want BYOD policies because they don't have to worry about necessarily having a work device that has things like tracking software or spyware or, you know, corporate MDM type management systems. You know, I forgot to put the endpoint security software on there. I'll put that on there next week. Sorry. And then, you know, IT's like, good job, Dave. Make sure you put the endpoint security software in there. I can understand that. Development of a Nodexa token hosting platform. Further blockchain related projects. Extortion heating. Oh, there you go. To avoid distributing corporate laptops, some companies bring, you know, BYOD policy allowing employees to access company systems through virtual machines. Unlike corporate laptops that can be monitored, right? Personal devices operating under BYOD may lack traditional security and logging tools, making it difficult to track activities and identify potential threats. There it is right there. And the absence of conventional security measures means typical evidence trails linking to IT workers such as those derived from corporate laptop shipping addresses and endpoint software inventories are unavailable. Yep. So, you know, add this to your list if people are like, yes, let's have that BYOD, that sweet BYOD. You know, you can either force a VPN policy that looks for things that, you know, to allow them to access internal resources. Cool. Or, you know, make sure that that you're forcing the issue, not just with phones, because, you know, I can bring my own phone as well, right? But I don't want to. And actually that makes me a better, I don't want to say a better employee, but it'll make, you know, if a company's like, oh, you can get whatever you want and purchase that, I'm like, why don't you just tell me what you want me to get, as long as it's a MacBook right now, because I'm kind of in on the MacBooks, but, you know, and just tell me what software I need to put on there, because I don't need a big magnifying glass on my ass for these things. So anyway, another thing to talk about for BYOD, if you have any thoughts about it. And this is from Google Cloud, so Google GTI, Google Threat Intelligence Center, so that's GTIC or GTIC. There we go. You pop that in there. Let's see, next question. I got that one wrong. All right. How did an intern exfil data out of, oh my God. How did an intern exfil data outside of the GCHQ? So for those folks that are not aware, GCHQ in the UK is the equivalent of the NSA here in the United States. Intelligence agency, Five Eyes kind of stuff. So cloud upload, copy to USB, steganography via Instagram, or copied to mobile. Cloud upload, I would imagine. I can't imagine that one. Copied to USB, I would almost certainly believe that they have some kind of USB blocking or something that blacklists USB devices, HIDs, can't plug in maybe an external keyboard. Copied to mobile, that would be even worse, because you could see, it's a USB device and whatever. I'm feeling like this one is weird enough that it would be copied to Instagram. Shit, copied to mobile, damn. All right, so what was it? British intern, okay. So we have recorded futures, the record. British intern pleads guilty to smuggling top secret data out of protected facility. Wow, this is just like Manning with a CD, but instead they just plugged a USB into a mobile device. Hassan Arshad, 25, accused of transferring sensitive data off an agency computer and onto a smartphone. Oh my God. A student at the University of Manchester had a work placement at the agency, uploaded the data to a hard drive, connected to his personal computer. He was arrested a month later. Wait. Okay, so I don't understand. Wait. He was accused of transferring sensitive material off an agency computer and onto a smartphone. And then Arshad, who had a work placement at the agency, then uploaded the data to a hard drive connected to his own personal. Ooh, yeah. Wow. Okay. Information related to a tool used by GCHQ, so hacking, implant or some kind of software that they use to infiltrate computers. It was according to the Daily Mail, which reported the data also included names of agency employees. Great. British government's classification guidelines describe top secret as most sensitive tier protected information. One, why does a device like a top secret laptop have the ability to allow connection via USB? If I had a top secret laptop, I would put super glue in the USB ports. I would make it so that the only thing you could use would be the power cable and maybe an Ethernet device. Or I would have an option for the laptop to have Ethernet devices so that you could do that. Every top secret laptop I've ever used has been in a SCIF, which is a secure compartment information facility. I was not allowed to take in phones or Bluetooth or wireless devices of any kind because you can transmit shit out. Not only is Arshad having issues, I'm guessing GCHQ is having to investigate how that person was allowed to have a smartphone in a controlled environment, because you're not using a top secret laptop out in the open, I would imagine. But I don't know. But yeah, that's odd. Okay. Arshad had previously admitted to 2 charges of making indecent photo. Oh, okay. So that's just another thing that they can add on to it. He'll be sentenced later on. So, all right. So I'm not doing too well right now. Sequoia uncovered a continuation of the DPRK contagious interview campaign What social engineering tactic is used to infect targets with malware? Phishing is video phishing, where you get people to click on a link that might go to a video or something like that. I don't know what ClickFix is. MFA fatigue is where you keep spamming the MFA, that you might be attempting to, get them to just say yes when you're trying to multiple, you've got their password and their username, but they have an MFA, and then they keep spamming that with the idea that they keep sending you messages, and then finally somebody goes, oh, fuck it, all right, yes. And then when they say yes, they verified that they are who they say they are, and you're logged in with a password. Fake tech support. Hello, I'm the IT department. You've got issues. I'm going to say that one's it because it seems the most likely. Shit. Okay, ClickFix. I don't know what ClickFix is. Let me see. ClickFake. Here we go. From contagious to ClickFake interview, Lazarus leveraging the ClickFix tactic. Oh. UAE crypto exchange platform targeted by Lazarus. Okay. Yeah, you're a crypto exchange platform. That's fine. Theft of $1.5 billion of nothing. Okay. Sorry, I shouldn't be salty about cryptocurrency, but it's like the crypto exchanges are shady anyway, and people put their money in there thinking that they can trust it. ClickFix. Attempts to target the cryptocurrency industry led to the discovery of a malicious campaign targeting job seekers with fake job interview websites. Oh, okay. Okay. We dubbed internally ClickFake interview. Compared to previously documented campaigns against job seekers in cryptocurrency industry like Operation Dream Job, a contagious interview. Fake job interview websites to deploy a Go backdoor, Golang Ghost on Windows and Mac OS. Hey, there you go. All right. All right. By using the now infamous ClickFix tactic. Okay. I may need to add Sequoia to my list of threat intelligence websites. Looks like they've got a bunch of good write-ups. So let me, Sequoia blog, huh? Sequoia blog. Sorry, just let's see, threat intel. There we go. Add to folder, follow source, Sequoia blog. There we go. Oh, already says I'm following them. Okay. Any new ones? Upticks, blog for professionals to learn about cloud, Kubernetes. Okay, yeah. Some of these are just thinly veiled product bits. Juniper Networks blogs. Oh, let's go ahead and add that one. There we go. Bitdefender, ASEC, statistical report on malware targeting MS SQL servers and Linux SSH servers. It's almost to the point where you don't want to run anything exposed to the internet anymore, or like SSH specifically. Man, I'm sucking right now. Okay. IC3 warned about fast flux techniques. With this, what does attackers change rapidly? Fast flux. DNS records? This is a complete guess. Who's data is based on what registration? Like not registry, but like GoDaddy and registering new URLs and such. Email addresses, you could change email addresses pretty quickly, but what are you changing? What you're changing email addresses for what? Like campaigns or what have you? SSL certs, it's not hard to go to, what is that? The one that you can get it for free. I forget. Y'all know what it is. You're screaming into the micro, the camera, or the speakers. I'm gonna say DNS records. Yes. Okay, good. That makes sense. Okay. Let's go see. Fast flux. National security threat. Oh, really? It's a national security threat, is it? Oh, good. CISA is sending out, whatever. Obviously, it's been so, the reason they can make this as clear is because the data is probably so old that it doesn't matter anyway. It's one of the issues I had with, like, what do they call that? The FBI public thing that they used to work with. Anyway, so TLP clear means that, nobody gives a crap anymore and you can post it up, which means it's been known for probably a little while before they've gotten rid of it. This technique poses a significant threat to national security, enabling malicious cyber actors to consistently evade detection. Malicious actors, including cyber criminals and nation-state actors, use fast flux to obfuscate the locations of malicious servers by rapidly changing DNS records. Additionally, they can create resilient, highly available command and control infrastructure, concealing their subsequent malicious operations. Okay. So, executive summary, there's not a lot in that, but there's a decent PDF for this. So let's go ahead and put this out. Anybody is interested in it? There we go. Throw a bone over to my friends over on the YouTube channel, just in case they're watching it. Apologies to you for missing that. Sequoia copy. Hadn't had a chance to look through some of these, so I'll cut that one. All right. Let us continue on. I think we're over halfway done. Okay, great. Mandiant tracked a China Nexus TA threat actor who was able to reverse engineer and exploit a patch for which edge device? Oh my God. Okay, I think this is Ivanti because it was in the news. May or may not have heard about it more than once at other places. Okay, hold on, what the fuck is that? Okay. Sorry, I was just reading that. I definitely think it's Ivanti because that was the thing in the news, even passing, and news in passing was Ivanti. So I'm going to go ahead and say Ivanti. Yes, of course it is. Hey, Fix It, how you doing? Threat intelligence discussion. Let's see, Ivanti, yeah. China suspected in exploiting critical Ivanti Connect Secure vulnerability. So 2025-22-457. Wait a minute. Okay, yeah, no, just something else. On April 3rd, they disclosed a critical security vulnerability impacting Connect Secure VPN appliances. Great. Critical 22.7R 2.5 and earlier. I love the version numbers for some of these. Sometimes it's like version 22, 7R, WTF, BBQ, whatever, LOL. And it's like 0.5, and I'm like, it's like nobody gives a shit about proper, major, minor bug fix version bits. So, but yeah. So the path for 2025-22-457 was released on February the 11th. The vulnerability is a buffer overflow with limited character space. Therefore, it's initially believed to be low risk, denial of service. We assess it as likely threat actor studied the patch for the vulnerability. Okay, so they pulled down the patch, they diffed it against what they already had, which means maybe they already had a copy of the firmware that they've dumped off a device, or they got a copy in some way, shape, or form. Being a Chinese nation state, they probably got Ivanti sold to them, which is interesting. Ivanti released patches for the exploited vulnerability, and Ivanti customers are urged to follow the actions in the security advisory. And then, there's a write-up here. This is Mandiant incident response, not GTIC, which was what Google Threat Intelligence Center. So I'm wondering, with the acquisition of Mandiant, if the GTIC folks will merge into Mandiant, because Google has multiple threat intelligence organizations now, it sounds like. So maybe it would make sense to consolidate those things. Spawn Wave is an evolved version of Spawn Ant and combines capabilities from other members of the Spawn malware ecosystem. So you can read all of these different blog posts on the various brush fires and Spawn sloths and Spawn waves and all that if you'd like. Conclusion, UNC 5221 underscores ongoing sophisticated threats targeting edge devices globally. yeah, I mean, it's not just firewalls, it's VPN concentrators. Yeah, just tons of shit. Just tons of shit. All right, let us continue on here. Hopefully I can, make a win here. Based on an OFAC report, which is, OFAC stands for, Office of Foreign Assets Control, there you go. Based in the United States, part of the United States Treasury. Yeah, so far it hasn't been touched by Doge, I'd imagine. From which country did Iran-backed Houthi procure weapons using cryptocurrency wallets? Well, if you were in the small PC group, you would know this answer, I'd imagine. No. Well, wait a minute. Okay, is this a trick question? From which country did the Iran-backed Houthis procure weapons using cryptocurrency wallets? I want to say Iran, but maybe this is that System 1, System 2 stuff where because it says Iran, I should think Iran, but then I'm like, take a step, take a breath, and maybe it's Russia. Maybe it's China. Who would use cryptocurrency? Who created crypto? Who loves e-gold in this case? I'm thinking Russia. I'm going to say Russia. Yes, look at me. Yeah. All right. Yeah. See my System 1 memory. I had to go. Ooh, wait a minute. Just because it said Iran backed doesn't necessarily mean it's Iran. Let me see. Where is it? Houthi network, there it is. OFAC sanctions Iran-backed Houthi network for facilitating from Russia via cryptocurrency. United States Department of Treasury Foreign Assets sanctions a network of financial and logistical facilitators tied to the Iran-backed Houthis, also known as Ansarallah. Okay. So Russian-based Afghan nationals, Hushang and Shorab, there's just so many words there, that have facilitated commercial operations on behalf of the Houthis, and particularly, this person or organization had cryptocurrency addresses included in its 2024 sanctions designation. So the brothers, I'm assuming brothers, forefathers or whatever, orchestrated shipments of arms and stolen Ukrainian grain, moving goods from the Crimea to Yemen via Russian-flagged vessels, the AM Theseus. It's literally a ship of Theseus, also known as Zafar. It's the ship of Theseus. Ship's owner, MV Hong Kong registered. Wow, there's just so many companies involved here. Hong Kong registered AM Asia, and then Russian-backed people, and then there's some Afghani folks, and I mean, it's just a cornucopia of wrong here, I think. So anyway, so I kind of got that one right, so that's good. Close that, and all right, next. All right, we're going to finish strong here. MS Threat Intel, so it's Microsoft Threat Intel, warned of tax-themed phishing campaigns, which IAB was one of the campaigns attributed. So I have to remember how they name theirs. They name their threat actors like some kind of weather. So the last two are probably incorrect. Stardust, Cholima, and Bitwise Spider sound very much like a CrowdStrike named asset. So I'm going to say hurry up, Maverick. Just fly the fuck over. Hurry up, Maverick. Let's go, buddy. Come on. Fly faster. Hit them afterburners. All right, so I'm going to say it's either Storm or Rain, because these two are not designations that Microsoft would use. They'd want to use their own designations because, that's the way they are. So I'm going to say Storm 249. Yes! Excellent. All right, let's go back. What was it? New campaign against Tomcat. Fast Flux, Chinese Nexus, threat. There we go. Tax themed. Tax day approaches. Microsoft are several phishing campaigns, tax related themes. Raccoon 0365, phishing as a service or FAS platform, remote access Trojans like REMCOS. Wow, REMCOS rat still around. From our attempt to analyze malware back in the day, but REMCOS rat was a thing. Brute Ratel, yes, HK bot, and GULoader. Ratel C4 and Latrodectus. That sounds like something that is a bug or something like that. It's a PDF. Okay, so good old PDF attachment. You double click on it. It's gonna install some stuff. Looks legitimate here. Sample phishing email claims to be from the IRS. It's got your DocuSign logo on there to make it look all extra good. PDF attachment masquerading as a DocuSign document. Phishing email with QR code and a PDF link. Right. Okay. There's a ton of good write-ups here on this. Let's copy. One of these days I'm gonna figure out why right-click and paste does not work on the Twitch side here. All right, so that's that, and I'm still gonna do this stuff. I'm learning, retrieval augmented generation. I'm almost done with Python, so I want to do that as soon as I get done with this. All right, I think we're getting down to the bottom here. Aquasec reported on an attack campaign against Tomcat servers. What method was used to gain initial access? Apache Tomcat servers notoriously god-awful. Maybe it's because, it's a Tomcat, it's Java-based. So CVE exploit, that doesn't make any sense. A CVE exploit. It's like CVE, it's like, common, I don't think that's it. Phishing doesn't make a lot of sense for a server, maybe. On an attack campaign against servers, you wouldn't phish a server. Brute force, possible. The RCE via remote code exec via SQL injection. Yeah, I'm gonna think that right there. You know what? Yeah. Oh, I hate that. Okay, I'm gonna go with my gut. Shit. God, that sucks. Let me see. Sophos, Tomcat, yeah. If I'd bothered to have read the other links down here when I was trying to find them, it says RCE right here, but it says but alas. Oh, I see. But alas, it's not RCE. Headlines reported that it took 30 hours for attackers to exploit a newly discovered vulnerability in Tomcat servers. So the minute this was discovered, you had 30 hours to patch your stuff if you're using Tomcat on the network to do that. What does this mean for workloads relying on Tomcat? Aqua Nautilus researchers discovered a new attack targeting Tomcat. We shed light on newly discovered malware that targets servers to hijack resources. So here's the attack flow. You've got your Tomcats, your log deletion, you got all these things. Some versions, it also scans for local SSH keys and hosts. Well, sure, once you get inside, it makes sense. After successfully guessing the Apache Tomcat honeypot, easy-to-guess credentials, the attacker uploads and executes 2 JavaScript pages, or Java server pages, JSPs, onto the Tomcat server. Snippet, the first script functions as a backdoor loader, while the second serves as persistence and privilege escalation mechanism. Sure, that makes sense. Oh yeah, CMD. This is for Windows, but maybe they have another version for non-Windows related items. Second script is another Java-based web shell, but more malicious. By default, it attempts to download and execute an exe without checking if the system is running Windows. os.s is downloaded and saved in user's public os.s and then executed. So this is a potential indicator of compromise if you find something in user's public os.s. Also reads the absolute path of the current JSP file, Tomcat JSP, using application get real path, and runs system commands like who am I to determine the privileges. It almost is like, nobody should be running who am I. Maybe it's something that could be used. Maybe that would be a low fidelity type of IOC. Then copies itself to multiple locations, root, manager, docs, tomcat.jsp to maintain persistence. Okay, so check all of your folders for tomcat.jsp, not just one place. If the exe payload execution fails, the script treats the system as a Linux machine and drops a shell script instead. Okay, so the first thing it does is it looks to make sure it's a Windows box. If it's not a Windows box, it assumes some kind of Linux, whether it be like a Linux Unix or one of the many hundreds of flavors of Linux, or OS X. You might be crazy enough to run Apache Tomcat on a Mac OS. Shell script is hosted on dlbliker.top, which was registered in early Feb 2025, indicating this is a fairly new attack. Well, okay. I don't know what their methodology is there, but it could just be that this is an attack that already existed. They just registered dbliker.top in 2025. Maybe they had dbliker 3 or something like that. Maybe there's another reason for it. But anyway, you can go read the full write-up on that. One of these days, I'm going to get cool enough that I'm going to be actually able to go through this and capture the malware bits for this, and be able to analyze this stuff in a cool way. But right now, I'm just a poor, lonesome Python learning fool again. Python learning again. All right, one more. All right, last one. Sophos released their 2025 Active Adversary Report. What type of attacks are they seeing due to unprotected systems present in enterprises? Unprotected systems. Phishing? No. Again, I would think you would need a person for that. That's a person thing. Stealer malware? Sure. Unprotected systems means it's not locked down. It's not hardened. So I'm thinking, I'm leaning more towards lolbins. Remote ransomware would still, you could get it on there, like an Avanti kind of thing if they did that. I'm going to say lolbins. Shit, it is ransomware. Damn. Man, I did not do good this time. 5 for 5. 5 for 10. Show results. Yes. Damn it. I thought I signed up for this. Anyway, go sign up, email him if you have questions, or email Jocko. I don't know if it's a him. Email Jocko at sockville.com if you're interested. You can also sign up for the weekly quiz and notification reading list, which I probably will do. Don't know why it's not popping up, but I will add my personal email to that so that I have it. Otherwise, I get it from like Blue Team Sec on Reddit. And so I understand, me trusting Sockville, but there we go. So I did sign up for it. All right, so I'm gonna play around here a little bit with Python on boot.dev. If you're interested in joining boot.dev, go to boot.dev. And like I've mentioned multiple times, it's free. If you want to do any of they're free up to a certain point. The first thing they teach you is Python. But if you already know a good bit of Python, you can skip to the next section, which is Linux. I'm not, the one thing that's always confused me about the back-end developer bit here is they teach you Python and then they teach you Linux, which you would think you'd want to go backwards, but I kind of understand it. You can run Python in Windows, you can run Python on OS X. You might use PowerShell instead of, a shell script or a shell like Bash to run that. So, you might do things differently, but they also have SQL. They also teach you how to use SQLite in later versions, CI/CD pipelines and other things like that. So right now, the next to last one that I have here, because there's one more as well. These are moderate difficulty, like difficulty 7. This one is a difficulty. It says it's a difficulty 4, but I'm kind of stuck right now. And I may just blow a boots here and not blow a boots, but I would employ boots to help me solve this issue. The assignment is, and they're talking, this is the review chapter. So it's like you're supposed to be, oh, hold on, let me see. Oh, 7 hours, okay. Python, you can divide two numbers using the slash operator. For example, 6/2 is 3, 8/4 is 2, or 6/2 is 3, 8/4 is 2, and you print those out. You can also iterate over each item in a list using the for in loop, which I've got here. What I've done is, as I've gone through the exercises, I've taken the code that I've learned in each chapter, and I've kind of copied it to a VS Code, kind of like a scratch pad, if you will, of important docs, of important bits, which you can't see right now, but it's, let me see, where is it? Shit. I think that was it. A file, open recent. All right, let's close that. Yeah, here it is. So, do I have? No, I do not. Let's screen capture. Yes, code. It's not what I wanted. Application capture. It is. Window capture. And then where's VS Code? Oh, there it is, code. There we go. Okay, and then I'll shrink that up a little bit. That way it's out of the way, less obtrusive. All right. And then, so, you know, I pulled up various things. I've tried to comment them out, like in the code should be stated you can remove an else statement, count the numbers in a list or dictionary, or set given n numbers, find the minimum value in a list of numbers. So you can, you know, various exercises that have been done that I've completed, I just copy that code in there, and the idea is I can refer back to, and it's actually been quite helpful. So what I'm trying to do right now is I have a list of numbers and a divisor, so let me Control X, and you put, it started out with just a pass, so if you do that, then it will show you what it's going to do in terms of user sets that are going to be done here. So it's looking at, so when I run this code, it will compare against 6, 8, and 10 and multiply by 2, or divide by 2, and then it's going to, you know, these should be the answers it's given. And then when you submit it, there's a number of additional use cases that it attempts to try to go through in this case. So there we go. So I want to start out with an empty list because the idea is I want to take each number. Do I want to take each number and put them in there? All right, let's activate boots. And I don't feel bad about doing this because, you know, somebody said it takes 10,000 hours to learn a new skill. And in the same breath that, you know, people say we need to learn to use AI and that programmers are going to be completely replaced in 18 months, which I don't see that happening. But I see AI as a helper. I mean, we were all searching Stack Overflow for answers in code beforehand. AI just seems like a natural progression to that. And it does take a bit of grokking to learn the code. You're going to take the code and try to run it. And if it doesn't work, then, you know, you're going to make those changes, whether you're using Copilot or you're using something from Anthropic or ChatGPT or whatever. So I don't feel bad about using AI because the tool is there. Why sit here and try to spin wheels when there's a tool that is going to help me learn how to be a better programmer? Because Boots is, they're training Boots to be somebody who will teach you how to build things properly. So in this case, I usually try to have a conversation with him, but you know, probably too much conversation. I added the empty set for the output from dividing the numbers to but I'm stuck on how to take, oh, you know what? Okay, so let me give this a shot first. I know I need to take the divisor and wait. Yeah, so the nums, oh yeah, num divisor, and it would be yeah, dividing them by the second input. Complete the divide list function. It takes a list and a number as an input. Hey, fix it. All right. Have a good night. Thanks for watching. Appreciate you. Tell your friends, but have a good night's sleep. Take care. Should return a new list. So that's why I've got the empty list here when it said it should return a new list, because ideally what I want to do is take the output and put that in the empty list. So that's why the output append is here. It's going to append, and I think, let me see if I go back in. Yeah, so I'm using this code here for num in nums. Nah, that's okay, fix it. It's all good. I appreciate the effort though. Thank you so much. If type num is int, nums only, so append, so it's taking the append and append the output of num back into nums only. So right, I'm taking nums only and append. So what I want to do is take like result and take num equals divisor and then append result and then return. So let me run that. Okay, so the good thing is it didn't return output. So what I've done is I'm trying to enumerate each number in the list. So ideally 6, 8, 10. So that would be the 4 num in nums. So the nums is 6, 8, and 10. So for each individual element in that list, I want to divide it by the divisor, which in this case is a 2, and num divided by the divisor, so 6 divided by 2. And then I'm taking that output and I'm appending the result into output. Yes, and then I'm returning the outputs. That should work. Okay, so I got output, which is good. I got one thing. It's interesting. Why am I only getting one though? And it's a float, so it said, don't round the floating numbers, return them as they are. So okay, so let's see. I need to loop through this, right? While, feels like I need a while statement or something in here, because I want to loop through, right? Copy. All right, let's ask for help, because I actually did get I did get an output correctly, so it is feeding those numbers in. Because only one value was appended to the empty list. Thoughts? And then I guess I'm gonna burn a salmon. You're on the right track. Your function is close, but there's an important issue with your code structure. Problem is with the placement of your return state inside the for loop. Okay. See how much an indentation is going to cause a problem. There it is. Had it right, I just didn't put the return in the right place. Okay, so that worked. And Let me shrink this up a little bit more. Okay, so there we go. Yeah, so amazing. The one thing that I still have issues with regards to Python is the indentions and the getting things correct in that form. So that was the reason why the return only gave me one output instead of iterating through the for loop, right? So once I did that, okay, so now I can, what I want to do is, yeah, let's go ahead and accept a medium-sized bit here. And then, so I submit, it still works. Now I hit submit. There you go. And you can see it has it has the original 2 here, and then it has additional use cases down here. The one thing that I did find out during the last, Ask Me Anything Discord Stadium channel thing that they had was somebody had asked a question of, oh, we're not creating any use cases. And somebody said, no, wait until you get to, I think there's one section that's coming up like level section 3 or something of the whole back-end developer thing. There's a whole chapter, a whole chapter on nothing but creating use cases, and people have made memes about, I've survived this or I've survived that in terms of, what's been done. All right, so that one worked. I got some XP for that. And so finishing up, so literally I'm in the last section here. The next is a quiz, which is just a bunch of fill in the blanks. And I think I started some of those, but let me see. All right, so join strings. All right, so remember in Python, the plus operator can be used to concatenate or smoosh strings together. For example, hello plus world is hello world. Tolkien, the world it never deserved. Oh, I see. The world never deserved, and then author's token, and then print the message, right? All right, assignment, complete join strings function. It takes a list of strings and returns a new single string. The new string is concatenation of all the input strings from the list end to end in order with a comma in between them. Okay, do not use the join method. We're trying to learn how this works manually. Okay, so yeah, one of the things that you will find, the one thing that I do like about boot.dev is when you do an example and I get stuck, and I tend to try to find the answer on Google or something before I burn a boot. The answer is usually, hey, download these 3 or 4 different import pandas, import PyArrow, import, half a dozen things, and then use this thing. And they really try here. As far as I've not imported a package yet, and I'm almost through the entire Python job. I'm sure there's some advanced Python stuff in here, but they do a really good job of not, don't just install a package and go, because I think the underlying idea is you're not learning anything by just installing a package. So some of the answers you get online for this are like, oh yeah, just install this thing and then run this code and whatever. You will not get it right. Even though the answer may give you, when you hit run, will give you the right answer. Yeah, you're gonna get the right answer. They'll tell you, oh, you're supposed to do this. And in this case, they said, yeah, don't use join. We're trying to learn how to do this manually. You shouldn't have commas at the beginning or end of the final string. Okay. All right, so we know we need hello world. We know this list is so important, and this comma list, comma is, comma so, comma important. Oh, and so you can see the use cases that they create here. Sometimes I go in here to get kind of inspiration of what they're trying to do. And you can see the follow-up there. You know what, I want to listen to some music. So let me just go ahead and put some chill hop on. All right. Sorry, I just blew your eardrums. Okay. I'm gonna need to fix my noise gate filter. There's a lot of background noise on this stream I see. So yeah, chill hop radio. You know, go and have a listen. You know, let me turn down the resolution because I don't want it to. And plus, I'm not listening. I'm not watching this, the graphic anyway. Okay. So main.py. Join strings to strings. Okay, and then we saw it was going to be hello world. And I'm afraid I don't have any examples in my code. I don't think I started keeping track of my code when I was concatenating strings. So, yeah, I don't think I have anything in here about concatenating strings. That sucks. I'm kind of having confidence issues because once Python ends, I'll breeze through the Linux stuff because it's pretty much like find and grep and ls and, you know, touch a file and, you know, change the and whatever. It's like I've got half of that done because I was just trying to keep up with my XP stuff. But at some point it's going to be like, I now have to build my own Python app. And it's like, I've never actually built anything before. So it's going to be interesting having to go through and it's not like, you know, you're just throwing yourself in there with no anchor or whatever, with an anchor and you're gonna be sucking. But I've never, like I said, never actually built anything before. It was just easier to find something that was already built and use it. Why recreate the wheel? All right, so find extreme value patron. Yeah, I don't think I did any kind of concatenation. I did it, but I didn't save the code for it, which I think we did all the way back in what it would have been like. I want to say it would have been like back here in section 3 or 4. Oh, wait. Okay, so wait, there was a join here, right? Okay, so I did have I do remember there being a join. So this was filtering. This one was an example of filtering bad words out of a list of words that were, you know, based on word like dang, or, you know, in this case it would have been like trying to filter out, you know, expletives from a list of text. But we're not to use the join for this. So let me see. So ideally, all right, fine. All right, let's see. Concatenate input string, Python, concatenate a string without using .join. So, you know, Stack Overflow, right? People use Stack Overflow, or, you know, they use there we go. Okay, so while true, variable, right? str, so string input, enter string plus I plus that, okay. If stir input is equivalent to empty string, stop the input process. If I, which I is 1, so ideally when you're looping through, if I is greater than 1, you want to pop or remove the last element from the list. And then break. And then set I. You can actually change this I plus equals 1, and it will take 1, or take I, add 1 to I, and then make it set back to 1. So this is some older code. Let me make sure. Okay, this is 11 years ago. Okay, that's the other thing you gotta worry about Stack Overflow. Sometimes the code examples are ancient, and you have to set a specific efficient string concatenation in Python. Okay. We're not going to use the join method. We're going to do this manually, it said, which is why this is a 7. So it's a 7 out of 10, right? The most severe version of that. So keeping an eye out on work chat here just for shiggles. Okay. That's interesting. Okay. Huh. Okay. Let me see. Yeah, so head plus tail, string concatenation is fun in Python. For a more realistic example, right? Okay, so define concatenate. Okay, so there's the concatenation section. Oh yeah, let me close some stuff here. Thread actors, Tomcat, EOC, there we go. So we have strings, so we're gonna do strings. And in this case, it's, let's see, concatenate, iterable, whatever. So for word in iterable, so if we do for word in strings, right, and in this case, we want concatenate those things. All right, inside the loop. F strings, right. We won't use join. This behavior implies extra memory consumption and processing time because it created a new string, uses both resources. Yeah. Do repeated concatenation with the star operator. You can also use the star operator to concatenate strings in Python. Oh, in this context, this operator is known as a repeated concatenation operator. Works by repeating a string a certain number of times. Its syntax is shown below along with its augmented variation. Okay. I wish I had kept a copy of the examples that I had. Yeah, so they have tons of options here. Actually, I found another one, join strings. So apparently they want us to do it a different way that isn't, looks like we've only learned join up until this point. I don't remember not doing it without join. So interesting. All right. Other tools for string concatenation. String IO. Yeah, see, now you can, import string IO and then it'll make it super easy for you. Yeah, I don't want to do that. All right, let's see, where's the for word. If the one thing is when you're iterating through a list or what have you, they go for num and numbers or for string and strings or whatever. So I'm just going to do string and strings. Then it feels like we want to print, or we can return Where's the join at? Let's see. It feels like what they want us to do. Yeah, they want us to string list. So we're going to get the string list. That's what we do when we join strings as strings. And then join strings. So it looks like we're going to need a clean string. So we're going to need final string. Yeah, there we go. And say for string and strings, then we're going to return and I guess we could have done for X in strings as well, you know, instead of I or X or I for X in strings, and then we could just say return. Let's see. Loops, lists, lists. I'm gonna go back here and look at some of the stuff that I did previously. Come on, oh, you son of a bitch, stop that. There we go. Stored no list. Okay. I felt really weird about doing boot.dev stuff on the stream here because I was like, oh, I don't want people to get the answers and stuff because, you know, it'd be cheating. But then you go to their Discord and people ask questions in the Discord. They just pop whole bits of code in there, including the answers to the questions that you're following. I was like, I don't want to go to their Discord and just search for that and cheat. So that's why I keep trying to look through these and find what I need. I don't think any of this is going to be helpful. This is concatenation list. Okay, concatenating two lists together, smushing them together is easy in Python. Just use the plus operator. Okay, in this case, okay, so this passed. All right, so this was good. Okay, concatenate favorite. Okay, so this one was an easy one, right? So it's a difficulty of 3. The other one is a 7. So, but the list. So I return the list. So I create a list of these items. So, okay, that's good to know. Let me go ahead and copy this. I'm not saying it'll help me, but it will give me the syntax I need. Okay, there we go. All right. I did do this one. Fortunately, for some reason, the code I used for this one has disappeared. But I did do it because I had to use I burned a. Let's see what I say here on this one. Nope, that's not it. Oh, I guess I could have done this and seen what it said in concatenation. Yeah, so counter +1, clean message, join, non-bad words. Yeah, this is the dang from earlier, so this one was difficult. This one I didn't get. I had to actually, I burned a boots on that one as well. Okay. Boy, it didn't keep all of that stuff in there, did it? But it did. I did actually do all these because they're all yellow in the list. So. Double check here. Yeah. Then. It's weird how they don't show up anymore. Because I did burn a boots on this one too. Okay, let's go back to here. All right. Oh, buddy, it's okay. You don't have to do that. Gotta stay hydrated. It's starting to get warm here, though. Print. And then it's gonna be there we go. So the strings list is that, okay, so final string is, okay, final string is strings, strings, This is not the right answer in any way, shape, or form. I need to get rid of that print, I think. Well, it did an error, so that's a positive. All right, let's burn another. Earlier lessons used join, and I know the requirement is to not. At least it gives encouragement. A very spirited attempt, young apprentice. I didn't do shit, right? You're on the right track thinking how to iterate through strings. So I got the 4x in strings, right? But your function does not yet do anything. Yeah, that's true. What does strings do inside of final strings? See, it asks, what does your loop aim to achieve, right? Your task is to concatenate all strings into the list in one string with commas separating them. How might you use the loop to append each string with commas conditionally into the final string? So we need to, okay, so you said, how might you use the loop to append each string? So there's strings this is a list of values. So, my ass is sweating right now, mainly because y'all are watching me, but append. Let me double check. Yeah, okay. Append strings strings. Wait, there's no space there. Yeah, there's no space. Append strings. Append final strings. Final string, and then yeah, you see some of the other use cases here: Zuck, Satya, Cook, Bezos, Dota, SC2, Overwatch, Diablo, MTG. Okay. Nope, that failed. So xappend stir object has no attribute append. So is it add maybe? Stir object. Oh, you know what? Maybe we do that string append final string. Oh, okay, so it's the same thing. Doesn't matter if I used X or string. Print. This is not even the right answer. This is not the right answer. Yeah, it doesn't return anything. Assigning print to final screen. Yeah. So what we wanted. Here you're trying to append X to final string, but X isn't a list, and final string isn't a list. What you want is to combine plus each string X into final string, right? So it's wanting to X, then it'd be X. That feels more right. Oh, wait. There we go. And then another single quote there. What does the final string actually need to do with each X in the loop? How do you carefully ensure commas are where they should be between items but not at the end? You need the loop to process all elements and then only return the final string. Oh, again, return has the, there we go. Damn, that return gets me every time. Instead, final strings should start as an empty string. Oh. What? build the final result one step at a time. Oh, I see. Okay. Okay. So final string is an empty string. And well, wait, I don't. Oh. I think I see. Okay. All right. I screwed up there. Final string. Append X. Comma. Stir object has no attribute. Append. Maybe if I do maybe I get rid of the comma. Let's see. Nope, still dead. Okay, well, it said, well, it's doing something. All right, because what I wanted it to do is, so it said it's got to be empty. It's an empty string. What's this final string actually need to do with each X in the loop? How do you ensure the commas are where they should be in between items, but not at the end? Getting an error running this. Okay, so it's highly suggesting that I just make, okay. The append method is used for list, but final string is a string. Strings in Python are immutable, so instead you would concatenate plus X to final string. Your function is missing a return value. Without a proper return at the end, the function won't send the... So did I need to put that here? Yeah, see, that's outside the function. So do I need a return here as well? No, dear boy. Append method. Oh, okay. So strings are mutable. So you would concatenate plus X to final string. So append is not right what we need here. So print X plus, so plus single quote X, or comma, single quote, okay, so it did give me hello, and then, well, I wasn't supposed to do that. Okay, so Oh, that's weird. You've lost connection to the server. Okay, copy. Okay. Okay, so it's better now. We're getting there. So it says we didn't actually get anything to begin with, but maybe if I did string in strings. Okay, so I think we're on our way. Copy string. I don't think we're supposed to put a plus there. I didn't even get a. Why is string not coming up? Was X working before? Maybe I've got too many returns here. Okay, so that didn't work. Control. Oh, okay, well that's getting, it actually outputted something, so that's something. Return final string. Am I supposed to I don't think you can return print, can you? Oh, okay, so I'm back to not having anything. All right, let's remove that. That made something happen. I don't want to submit, you dumbass. All right, there you go. Your loop is correctly iterating through each string in strings, so that's good. But instead of using print, you need to focus on adding those strings to final string. This line prints each string followed by a comma, but does not modify final string. Instead, you need to use string concatenation to build final string. Okay. And string concatenation. Append, join, yeah. See, this is where I got confused. When I concatenated some strings earlier and I used append to concatenate them together, or concatenation. Okay, I don't think that was it. I don't think print is the right answer here. I think it's maybe return. Because I don't want it to return to the console. I don't want it to print to the console. I want it to return back to final string. So would I be returning? Oh, am I supposed to be using double quotes for that? Oh, that may be why I'm having issues. Right, only between items. Okay, so I should be using double quotes. Double quotes for... Fuck. See, that would have been helpful to know. You know, don't use a print statement at all. Right, doesn't change or return. Yeah, well, he mentioned earlier the debugging bit, but if your goal is to build and return final string, focus on concatenating strings and updating final string in the loop. Here's something to ponder as you iterate through your loop. How can you conditionally add commas so they only show up when needed? After you're done looping, what should your return statement look like? Build a string step by step, often requires patience like crafting the perfect spell. Want to give it another try? Fuck. Okay, well, I got something more this time, which is cool. Okay, hello. I don't need the period, I don't need the plus though. Maybe I need to get rid of the F. Maybe get rid of F. That didn't do it. Okay, so if I've gotten rid of the... Okay, so if I got rid of that, then I should get rid of the bits around those. Fuck. Unterminated string literal, okay. Okay, so I'm getting there. Hello. I don't want the single quote in there because that's not helpful. Don't know why I'm not iterating through though. Do I want this? This feels like something's stopping it, right? No. Got rid of the print statement. I would just rather like to have the... Okay, the minute I did that, I was supposed to have a slicing. Maybe I need to have a space in there. Use string concatenation plus equals. Really? I didn't know you could do that. Fuck. could slicing or checking the position of X within the list help? Give it a shot and see what you come up with. What is he talking about? String concatenation plus equals. Concatenation plus Python. You can use plus equal to append a string onto an existing string. Oh, that's interesting. Okay. Maybe it's the plus equals belongs here instead of it there. No. Same thing I had before. Oh, currently your return statement is inside the loop. Yes, I know. Process all strings. You must have a single return statement after the loop once you've built the whole final string. White space in the final string. Okay. Initialized it with empty space, which will make the final result have unwanted learnings. Okay, so I needed to currently creates a string with a comma, but doesn't actually add it to the final string. You need to concatenate with plus equals instead. If this, I did that and I got an error message when I ran that shit too. All right, I need to how might you modify your loop so that, oh, I'm not even worried about that. I'm just trying to get an output that doesn't fail right now. So I'm not exactly sure how this works. When I add the plus equals to the return oh, interesting. So maybe I don't need a return here. Maybe I need to move this down. Begin with an empty final string. Remove the return inside the loop. Okay, so okay. That's not gonna work. Holy shit, that works. I mean, it is an error. That's the important thing. Let me think. Okay. So, but I didn't get anything output because there's nothing returned, right? Where in your code should final string be updated? This ain't right. This ain't gonna work. This isn't the correct answer. Yeah, see, that doesn't make any fucking sense. Okay. Okay, well, it still failed, but that's okay. Oh, okay, it's after 5. Yeah, I need to go eat. It's probably take a little break here. I've been working on this for about an hour and a half and it's not working. So, yeah, thanks for sticking around with me. And if I figure out the answer, I'll let y'all know on the Discord. But yeah, I'm kind of spinning here. And this isn't the first time I've seen Boots give me wonky discussions or conflicting information. So I think I'm gonna go, and I will hopefully see you all on Friday. And yeah, hope y'all take care and have a good day. All right, later, bye.